guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Thriving and Surviving, or Surviving a Life in Spain. This week I'm joined by Ronnie and Jeanette, who hail all the way from Dumfries in Scotland, who've been very kind to invite me into their beautiful home and for us to have a little chat for your benefit, going over their life here, how they're settling in, are they enjoying it, etc, etc. You know how it works already. Jeanette worked in IT for the NHS before coming over here and is now retired. Ronnie, very recently retired, is a rubber expert. No further questions on that one. We're not going to go into too much detail. Sorry, Ronnie, we're going to skip on from that. So let's get into asking you guys some questions, if that's okay.
Yep.
When did you move over to Arboleas?
I moved in to Almeria because Ronnie was still working, and I moved in October last year.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've lived here on my own most of it. Well, yeah, you're still here at the minute until Ronnie moves over in August. So,
Yeah, I'm still going through my visa application, so
now that he's just retired. So
Right.
you've got yours.
I've got mine.
And they might let me in, hopefully.
Well, we had the benefit, obviously, of Hannah at the office sold these guys their wonderful home, as it was then, beautiful house. But the guys have done a total refurb, which obviously I can't kind of walk around and video it all, but it's I'd say 90% complete.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's a very big project, which I think, Jeanette, you've kind of more or less taken on.
Yeah, I
single-handedly.
actually retired from the NHS and I took over the job as a project manager, I think, which I'm retired. I didn't get paid for that.
But how you know, I can see the work and effort that you've put into kind of presenting the place as it is today, and so much has changed from when you moved in, and I'm presuming in that you've had to kind of employ a myriad of different tradespeople and whatever. How have you found that experience? Has it been good?
I found it, some of it good and some of it an absolute nightmare, because I've had good tradesmen who've done an amazing job and who have turned up when they said they're going to turn up, and said they'd be back the next day at 8:15, and they've been there at 8:15, and they've worked like the Trojan. They've been brilliant. And I've had others that didn't even turn up at all, that would come for an hour and then go away, and then for breakfast, and then forget to come back.
The Spanish siesta mentality, but that's usually after lunch, not after breakfast.
God.
Yes, yeah.
Well, I used to get the brunt of it, though.
Oh yeah, you
After
get the
work.
brunt of it, because
Once
I
I
was
came back
stressed
from
to
work.
hell.
It was all my fault.
So, but at the end of the day, everything got done. But yeah, it was stressful, and it was stressful. I mean,
It was.
I'm no young chicken anymore, so it was quite stressful for me, and not having Ronnie to do it, but I had to do it all myself.
I think that's the thing. Doing it as one person as opposed to doing it as a couple is a big difference.
Yeah.
For one person to do it, it's a lot more work.
Yeah.
Well, carrying the entire load, yeah. And I think, you know, I suppose any one of you who've done even just a kitchen refurbishment in the UK, you would have experienced kind of, if the plasterer doesn't turn up, it throws the whole job out of kilter, and you only need one of the kind of chain to fall out, and then the whole thing's up in the air.
Yeah.
But overall, have you been kind of quite impressed with the quality of the work
Oh,
of the local tradesmen?
Very, very impressed. Yeah.
Quality, not just the quality, the price has been.
The prices have been good
You know,
too.
significantly. I would say it's different, cheaper than
The UK.
because
Yeah.
in the UK it would be more expensive to get the jobs that we've done.
Yeah, certain jobs that we've had done, like for just giving you an instance, removing a like French patio doors in the bedroom, moving them, taking them the whole things out, and putting sliding patio doors in, and new shutters and everything. Just amazed at how cheap it was, and how much work was put into it. And such a good job that they do. You know, these Spanish workers, brilliant.
That's the other thing, that you get that impression that Spanish workers are not very, you know, we get that impression back in the UK that Spanish workers are a bit manana, will do
Hard
It's
working.
completely different.
Yeah.
It is completely different.
Yeah, I've had Spanish workers, I've had Romanian workers, and I think the British workers have not been as good as those.
Yeah.
Well,
there is definitely
in a nutshell, as I said, it's not totally complete at the moment, but you're
Yeah.
very nearly there. Ronnie, yes or no? Are you happy with the end result? Has this lady
Well,
done a
I'm the kind of
fantastic job?
finance
Right?
guy. I'm the finance guy, and that, from the finance side of it, it's been, it's been spot on. It's, we've done more things than we wanted to do because we had to. There was various problems that you come across with any, second-hand house. It's the same. But overall, and I'm impressed with, the quality of work, and I'm impressed with the price of work from my side. I can't speak of it from the project kind of side of it because Jeanette's been doing all that.
Yeah.
One job created another job. That's
Yes.
what we did. That's what I found
But you
here.
always come across that
Yeah.
with any work. You can't
Yeah.
say, oh, we'll quote for this, and then all of a sudden the quote's gone up because they found some other problem.
A lot of
That's
the
way
work that we
life is.
had done, we hadn't planned on doing. It was just a case of
We had to.
one job created another
We
job,
had no-
created another
You
job.
paint a wall, the plug sockets look downy, so you then change the plug sockets.
The
so then you see
electrics,
it's a
the
natural kind of
the electrics, the
evolution.
plumbing, the
So,
carpenter, the everything.
Yeah.
I've had everybody. Do you know more men's phone numbers in my phone other than
Well,
Ronnie's?
They're all going to get deleted.
But I think this is a bit one-sided because, as you say, Ronnie has literally just retired, so you've been over here on your own for some period of time. But how have you found adjusting to a life in a different country? Especially as you've covered lots of it because you've been taking on this project, so you've been working full time virtually.
I've found being on my own in Spain. I won't say easy because of what I was doing, but I felt very safe being on my own in Spain.
Yeah.
Very, very safe. If I was a single woman who had an idea of moving to Spain, would she feel safe? Would she feel happy? Would she be accepted in her community because she's the single woman or the only woman amongst all the couples? Absolutely 100% go for it, because I've had nothing but support from all my neighbours and friends I've made. I've more friends
That's what
here
it is,
than
it's been
ever.
taken under the wing essentially.
Absolutely.
Well, that makes it easier for me as well because I wasn't here to help out, and there was situations like disaster situations where you needed help straight away, and I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So if there wasn't the help locally, we'd have struggled. And everybody's help. It's not just one.
I've had a lot.
Quite a few.
Lot of
Well,
support.
the guys watching this won't know, but these guys have settled in one of the communities in Arboleas, El Chopo, not the biggest, not the smallest, but a nice community. And I think I do know the community very well, and I think it's fabulous.
I wouldn't live anywhere else, I'll tell you now.
There's some amazing people that live here, and I think, I don't know if you've discovered it, but one of the nicest things I find is you can be as kind of private and antisocial as you want, but you can also be as kind of sociable. So if you want to dance for the people every night, then you can have it. But if you just want, good morning, how are you?
That's the point. There are a few that want, they just want to keep themselves themselves.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they are, because we have like the El Chopo-Ladies. We all, everybody looks out for each other and, meet up and
The El
have a
Chopo
drink.
ladies, I've encountered them on a night out, I'd say clear. That's just my personal advice on it, especially after they've had a few of these little things, you never know. You haven't experienced the El Chopo ladies on a night out.
No, it's been out with the El Chopo men though.
Yeah,
He's been out on
but
Friday nights.
that's always the same. The men are far more tame and talk about sport than
That's a much smaller group.
Yeah, and trying to get them all to come out is another story, because the women are always keen to go on the lunches. Oh no, but I just want some privacy and stay indoors, but enjoy an afternoon in my own house for once. It'd be nice. What about your new life? Would you say has delivered the kind of most joy or happiness to you both?
I think the happiest thing here for us now, or for me now, because Ronnie's not living here yet, is we had a place in Alicante before we came here, a place there for 7 years. And when I retired last February, I moved into that a very beautiful apartment on a communal area, absolutely beautiful. But it was more lock up and goes. This is a residential area.
This is somewhere to
I have neighbours.
It's not a lock up and go.
So I feel I get up in the morning and the sun shines and I've got neighbours, and I just love living in Spain. I wouldn't live anywhere else. I wouldn't go back to Scotland.
No.
Even when it rains here, it's not that bad really. I mean, it rained about 2.5 weeks and didn't stop.
Yeah.
But we knew it was going to stop, and
Well, I've not
Sunshine's
seen a good thunderstorm yet, but I love thunderstorms. So,
I like the big electrical storms.
I
They're
do as well.
spectacular, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm not a lover of 2 weeks of torrential
No,
rain.
no,
I have
I
to
know,
say,
I
but
can understand these storm
Yeah.
chasers. I'll be right into that.
Yeah.
so you have you had family members? I know you've only been here a brief time, but have you had family members
Yeah.
coming over?
We've had Ronnie's dad's 82. He came the week we moved in. The week after I moved in here, his dad came. And on that week, I sold all the furniture that was in the house because I wanted my own. So his dad had a bed.
There's a chair, there's the 2 chairs, isn't
We
it?
we had to bring a chair in from the conservatory that I hadn't sold. And his dad wanted to watch Man United, and he sat here. We had a TV, we had a bed for him to sleep in, a bed for us to sleep in, and he put a chair here to watch the TV. We had no furniture.
I was happy they could get Man
But they
U.
call that minimalist.
And he came back 3 weeks ago for another week.
Absolutely.
Then my mum came, she's nearly 90, and she had the most amazing time.
And what's your mum's name?
Marion.
Marion.
And you met Marion.
I've met Marion and I was inspired, and all I can say is what a beautiful lady. Tell us a bit about Marion.
Oh, my mum was his.
Can I just say something about when she walked through this? What did she do when she walked through the gates?
Oh, she cried.
She started crying.
She
Yeah.
walked through the gate to the
Honestly,
garden and the
no
pool
way
and she
about
cried. She just couldn't stop it. She was just
She's
an
quite a
Hang
house.
on, so Marion,
It's quite a
nearly
hard, tough
90,
woman.
visits at what time of year?
She came over here in April. She phoned me 6 weeks before and said, "Can you book me a flight? I'm coming to Spain."
Okay.
I said, "Do you want me to come and get you?" She says, "No, I'll fly myself."
Yeah.
She
well,
got assistance
She
to go
didn't
herself.
actually fly, the pilot flew.
I met Marion dancing at a local kind of entertainment bar
Yeah.
restaurant venue
Yeah.
and it's full swing.
Yeah.
But I understand that she also used a swimming pool.
Oh, she wanted in the pool. She was in the
I did a
pool
bloody pool before I was.
15th of April.
15th of April.
She went in the pool. She was only here 2 hours and she got a costume on and waited to put her in the pool.
Well,
Yeah.
I found it to be an inspiration, and I'm sure we'll hear more about Marion a little later on. But again, you know, you're living full time. So, are you coming over? You come over on via the non-lucrative visa
Yeah.
route? I
Yeah, I've had my first year and I've just done my second and third. I went to Alicante last week to get my new TIE card. Oh, Almeria, sorry,
yeah.
Alicante, sorry, Almeria.
Yeah.
I went to Almeria last week to get my second and third year TIE, so that's me now for another 2 years.
And Ronnie just starting the process.
Ronnie's just starting the process.
I'm waiting for my ACRO to come through. I'm just hoping there's no unforeseen issues with
The police. It
police
shouldn't be.
records. But
Well,
it
if
should,
you have
it should be
to, I
clear,
don't
but you
know
never
that.
know.
Well, before we start filming, we always have a kind of little preamble and everything. And Jeanette actually told me this was a wig. Because she found the stress of the process of applying for the NLV. You know, let's not paint too rosy a picture on it. It wasn't the most
No, it's
pleasurable.
real honest.
It wasn't the most pleasurable time of your life, was it? Let's be
No,
honest.
not at all. No, I'm glad it's over. Well, it's not over yet. We've still got a new structure to go up outside.
But I hope, you know, I think it is obviously since Brexit, guys, it's become a little bit more difficult for you guys to come over. And you've got to jump through a hell of a lot more hoops. I think that's
It
fair to
wouldn't stop
say.
me though.
But I think I'd like to think that at the end of it, you can think that effort and that stress is worth it. I'd like to think.
Absolutely.
Hoops, you just need a bit more finances than you did pre-Brexit.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it
that's
needs to be organised.
you know, the
Well,
real
yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, that is true. You do, but then you know,
Yeah.
before it was so simple. You could do it all locally. You
Yeah.
could do it all on the ground.
Yeah.
Like you say, a lot less finances. There was no CRB. There was no
Yeah.
getting notarised copies of marriage certificates.
Yeah.
None of that was necessary. Now you've got to collect these great big
Oh,
paper
yeah.
packs.
And
Uh,
what's
the-
that big?
Yeah, precise, which you didn't have to do before.
Yeah.
So it has
Yeah.
become a lot more
Yeah,
complicated.
it's
But
complicated.
I hope that the end result is a real shame that you've got to go through that. And thanks to lovely Brexit again, you know,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things.
It's worth it.
It's
It's
frustrating,
worth it.
but it's worth it.
It's worth it at the end of the day. It's
It
worth
is frustrating.
Yeah.
It is frustrating, and people will get
It's
frustrated.
stressful,
But
but yeah,
It's
it's
worth
worth
it
it. Yeah.
at the end of it.
And
It's worth the hassle.
have you picked up any Spanish? Are you trying to learn Spanish?
I learned a bit before I came here. I had the Reader's Digest little case, believe it or not, from my next door neighbour. Her man was Spanish. So
Sorry, the Reader's Digest.
the Reader's
I
Digest.
can remember this from my granddad.
It was taped.
It was taped
I had
on a
to buy a
Walkman.
tape recorder, which is not easy.
It was that or the Encyclopedia Britannica. You had a subscription to one or the other.
The batteries lasted about one trip to work, because I used to do it walking to and from work.
Right.
Stick these things in, and I used to hide, because it was one of the Walkmans. I used to hide it in my pocket because everybody's on modern stuff, and I've got this Walkman that I'm pulling out.
But why were you
changing
did
the
so
tape.
you always knew that you were going to you know.
Yeah. I always knew I was going to live in a warm country. I wouldn't
Yeah,
say
yeah.
it was Spain. I wouldn't say it was it was going to be Spain.
Cyprus
Portugal.
at one point.
Cyprus was
Yeah.
a possibility. There was always going to be somewhere
Yeah.
warm. I've never ever liked cold. Whether it's water, whether it's weather, it doesn't matter. I'm never right. Anyway, going back to your point, I will learn more Spanish.
Yeah.
I know a little bit now, probably a little bit more than Jeanette.
A little bit more than me. I think you know an absolute loads more than me.
But yeah, I think it's it's just right when you go into a country, you need to be able to speak.
Yeah, but you need to know the right words.
I-
Because you don't want to walk into Coveran. You don't want to walk into Coveran and ask for a bag, but you're actually asking for the toilet.
Yeah, a baño instead of a bolsa.
Yeah, bolsa is bag and baños is bathroom essentially. Yeah, so
Yeah, I asked for 2 toilets.
2 toilets, dos baños. Yeah,
I think
perfect.
everybody that comes should try and learn a bit of Spanish. And you're going
Yeah,
to
it's
make
just-
mistakes. You're going to sound stupid sometimes.
I think the Spanish
But-
like you.
but
They do appreciate it.
I've always been under, I know the kids soak it up like a sponge, and it is true.
Oh,
yes.
You
Kids
get
learn
you
like
get to a certain age, and trying to
Yes.
learn new things is so much.
The older you
harder.
get, it's harder.
But I think that you're right. I look at it as it should be something that you look at as fun.
Yeah.
That it's not a chore.
That's
It's
it.
not
That's
a
exactly it.
grind.
Yes.
You should enjoy the experience.
Yes.
Sometimes making a little bit of an idiot of yourself.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
part of the. And if you could get a Spanish guy laughing his head off because you said something slightly wrong, then I
I
don't
think
see
the
wrong with it,
nice
you
thing
know.
about this area is that you can get away with speaking English, but they do speak Spanish to you too. So you pick up the words that they're saying to you. So that's how I learn them, by what they're saying to me. I could actually understand a lot of what they say, but I can't speak
Well,
it
I
back.
ordered 4 coffees, didn't I, once for me and you,
Oh yeah, you did, yeah.
because I'd ordered tostados. And he says, tostadas.
Honestly, one of my
Sí, tostadas.
best Spanish friends who speaks very, very, very good English, but just pronunciation, and this is where we often
Yes,
struggle
exactly.
as well, guys. But he kept going to me about, those gays, the gays, and I'm like, he's got a lot of homosexual friends, but he wasn't. He meant the guys, but he couldn't say guys. He just came every time. The gays, those gays. Sorry, here we go. So you're not in
They
there.
laughed at me, they gave me
I know.
tostadas, didn't they?
Yeah, you did,
So
yeah.
when it works both ways, if this is hard and
Yeah.
embarrassing for us, it's just as difficult for them because they're going to get. And I really enjoyed the kind of. And I think the other thing, it's not essential, is it?
No, it's
You've
not
lived here
essential.
for
No.
quite a while now, and
Yeah.
you don't
It isn't
buy-
essential.
No.
it's not essential. You can still speak to tradespeople.
Yeah.
If your car breaks
Well,
down, you can still get
You
help.
can use Google Translate. I've used that. Talking about tradespeople, I have used a lot. I've had a workman here talking to me. Hang on.
And it
Get
works.
translate.
It works.
He speaks. I speak, and
But you know where I found it to be the biggest advantage is on the social thing, on
Yeah.
the social front, because it just opens up so many more doors. I don't really need it that much for the business side. I don't need it that much for kind of getting by and ordering tradespeople and blah blah blah. Hospital, different story. I think
Yeah,
you
totally.
you need
Yeah.
help in that
Yeah.
situation.
Definitely need to be right. with what you do.
And luckily, guys, there's a lot of professional translators who are on standby to help you if you should ever have to go to the hospital. But where I found it the most helpful, I suppose, is it's opened up a load of doors on social fronts, whether it's being invited to weddings, being seeing Spanish kids grow up, being invited to communions, and that opens a whole different door.
Yeah.
Which, if you don't speak any Spanish, a lot of you don't get involved
the
in.
other thing you have to realise, if you come in on your non-lucrative visa and you've got private healthcare, your private healthcare, you're entitled to translator, because I've been in hospitals since I've been here, and I've been to the hospitals, and on my with the private healthcare that I've got, it entitles me to a translator.
Which
so I've
Jeanette was
never
telling me again before we started
Yeah.
filming, she's using a company called ASA,
Yeah.
They've got a very good reputation. They
Brilliant.
provide very well priced, I think, private health
Yeah.
policies. And like you say, if it comes with the translator included, even better.
I've never had a problem at a hospital on a checkup or anything. I've always, if they don't speak Spanish there, they go and get it translated because it's covered.
So,
Yeah.
swerve away. Spanish food, good or bad? Yes or no?
Brilliant.
My tapas is gone, and you better speed up because there ain't much left.
We're rambling on, but yeah, we've been trying, as you know, we've been introducing various tapas. So today's choices, and the guys didn't get any choice. I just chose these, but we've got ternera beef, if you like, in a which is kind of a fillet, a stupid fillet beef. What they call chuck beef. Braising steak, braising steak in a lovely sauce with carrots and peas, and then they've given us a pork lomo con salsa ajo garlic sauce. It's got a hint of curry in it, but nice or not?
Oh,
Well,
delicious.
it's gone. I ain't got any more of that.
Yeah, great big chunks of beef here, tender as you like, and very, very nice.
Delicious.
€7 Pariavar takeaway for the two, so that's our tapas of the week. And I got that from a local bar. So have you, on that subject, have you found any nice bars that you enjoy?
I actually prefer the Spanish bars. I know, you know, that it's not everybody's cup of tea, the Spanish bars, because you
Most
know,
of them are Spanish anyway.
they don't have, you know, probably the quality of the bar isn't the same as you would expect back in the UK, you know. Furnishings, toilets, wherever you want to go. But I like it because it's Spain.
It's authentic.
Spanish. Yeah, it's more authentic than you know, British bars. And I've always been like that, whether it was Alicante or here. Prefer and
So your favourite one's close by, isn't it? What's that one?
My favourite one is Cathy's Bar, and my dad's favourite one is Cathy's Bar.
Oh, yeah.
He's 82.
Authentic spit and sawdust.
He was
I've never walked over the hill to
He
it.
was happy to walk it to Cathy's Bar, and I wasn't sure because he's 82 and he was getting on a bit.
And it was warm that day.
No, he enjoys it. It's like somebody's backyard, but it's.
Well, it's like,
I
like
think
sitting
it's
in
really,
the farmyard.
Have you attended any good, you know, I know loads of the local bars and restaurants for entertainment. Have you attended anything that's been fantastic?
Took my mother Marion to see
I knew
Robbie
Marion would come up
Williams.
again. Yeah.
Took her to see the tribute Robbie Williams in Harley's Bar. And
I was there that night. Didn't she also get a cuddle and a selfie with Robbie Williams?
he sang to her.
He did.
And she, oh my God, I've got a video. That was the highlight of the whole holiday. Well, apart from meeting you as well, I think it was the highlight of the whole holiday. She did so much.
Yeah, she really enjoyed it.
She had a brilliant time, but
It's just lovely to watch. To be honest, I think
she's an amazing woman. She really, really is.
it's lovely to see someone have such a zest for life. You know,
Especially dancing.
But I wouldn't have your mum here in the height of summer, right?
It'd be too hot for her then. Yeah.
Too hot.
Yeah.
You've got to choose your time.
For elderly people.
For elderly people.
Elderly relatives.
It can get too hot.
Spot on. I mean, to be honest, I don't know about you, but even I struggle when the climate's like this. It doesn't matter how many years you've been here. They say, "Oh, you're acclimatised." No, you don't.
No, you don't.
It don't get any easier.
I like the aircon. I love aircon.
I've always said, Richard, it can never be too hot for me. And I've never really encountered it being too hot.
We've had aircon. I'm watching a movie all night time.
Without aircon, it's just never too hot for me. I do it cold.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you, Jeanette. I've got a refrigerator in a bedroom. I can't.
Yeah, Jeanette has the aircon on, but I probably wouldn't put it on most of the time.
Well,
so, you know, we covered a bit. I can understand why Spain, but why specifically Arboleas? Why did you choose this?
Well, are you saying to me?
Value for money here. When we were in Alicante, this place that we got would be twice the amount of money it would be here. You get a big amount of house, and not just house, the outside of it as well. Plus, one of the downsides, I mean, there's always a downside, is it's not got the bars and restaurants on your doorstep here. I can't go out here and walk to most places. Cathy's Bar I can walk to, and I can walk to another bar down the road there. But in Alicante, you can pretty much walk out and you've got several options. Here, it's not that, but value for money here for your house and your plot of land is.
It's more residential. It's
that's
the residential
that's the other
side
big
of it.
thing. Yeah.
That's why we came here.
Back in Alicante, it's a lock up and go. Here, and lock up and go means probably about 20% of people live there. Here it's 90%, 95%.
Well,
Most people
because
live
I'm a
here.
country girl. I'm not a city girl, I'm not a town girl, I am a country girl, and this just brings me back to the country where I live now.
Well, you're sorry guys, again, you can't see but their garden, you know, it's just totally open aspect, and you've got beautiful hills behind, loads of walking trails and stuff like that.
We sit there, and all we see is the eagles. They fly over our house, they fly everywhere. We sit there all the time. We've sat every night for the last couple of, while you've been over, watching the stars. Not even watching the stars, but watching the satellites go over. Saw seven one night.
Satellite watchers.
Well, yeah,
So
well,
seven.
I do. I've spent hours.
Seven in an hour.
No, it could have been yesterday.
The other night, yeah.
It's the
It was
previous.
thunderstorm.
Even after 22 years, I never tire. The starry canopies, sitting there gazing, like you say, I love electrical storm.
Yeah.
It's just fascinating to watch, but I think people often misunderstand. You are in a community, you have got a neighbour left, a neighbour right, and whatever, yet still you are surrounded by open countryside.
It's
and
dark,
they really
there's no street lights.
put the two together. They think you're in an urbanisation,
Yeah.
you know, like you
You
go
have-
across the blanket, you're not.
It's dark out here. You have street lights at the top where the main road is. Here, there's no street lights in the village at all. It's dark.
Yeah.
But I love it. It reminds me of where I grew up. Where I grew up was just a few houses and no street
And there's
lights.
never total silence,
You
whether
know?
it's an owl, whether it's something, there's
Peacocks.
always the noise of the night,
Dogs,
isn't there?
whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, the birds. We just love the birds.
But
all day long.
Dumfries was very good for stars.
Oh,
Here
Scotland
was
is
as
good
well.
for scars.
I mean,
yes,
Dumfries in Scotland, where I spent 34 years, is very good for, you know, seeing the stars.
But you never tire, do you? You know, you open your car door, you come back late at night, you open the door, you get out.
Look at
Wow.
the sky. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
great. Maybe I'm a bit simple and maybe
Yeah.
I'm
And I love it in the morning, the sun comes up, the birds are chirping away, and we
Well,
just watch the birds all day.
That was the other thing about Alicante. Alicante was a complex, and one of the things I said to you is I miss the sound of the birds in the
Yeah,
morning. Because
you
in
never
Dumfries
heard
we
it.
were living pretty close to the
To
countryside,
a forest, yeah.
and the bird sound was beautiful. Here, I hear it even more than Dumfries, but
Yeah.
Alicante there was nothing because
You
it's
hear
a
it.
complex.
I can
it's
be on the
concrete.
phone. I can
There's
be on the
nothing
phone
for
to
the
him
birds.
when he's back in Scotland, and he'll go, "It's outside now," because all I can hear is the birds.
Sounds
in the
like a
background.
bird cage.
Amazing.
Now,
Yeah.
some people that maybe don't like that bird
But
noise
we love
anymore.
it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I do.
Absolutely
Yeah.
Love it, yeah.
You know, I was a Sydney dweller, and to suddenly spend I pay inordinate amounts of attention to the birds, the wildlife, the stars,
I love
and I wake up every day and think, I've got another day.
Yeah.
You know, and I
Yeah.
think it's a marvellous thing to do.
Oh,
Sorry. We're swerving on, but
Yeah.
you might have noticed as a theme of these kind of videos, we've made it our mission to introduce you guys to some of our fine wines. We haven't really sampled a red yet, and that's my fault, but
Well, it's summer.
and it's the summer now, it's too hot. So
yeah.
I've visited this week that mecca of kind of fine dining and haute cuisine. That's Lidl's to you and me, and I've really pushed the boat out. This week's wine is a little one called hang on, what they call it? It's a white wine, Vega Es Laura. Hang on, I think we've got a bottle here. Very nice, very plain and simple. This is the grand cost of €1.19. They say you should serve very chilled and is smooth and fruity. Other than that, they've not really given any other kind of description. You know, it's got a hint of apple or it's good with fish. No, it's just smooth and fruity, and it costs €1.19. What do you reckon?
Well-
Never heard of it, but I'll be getting a couple of bottles.
Well,
It's
yeah,
actually quite delicious.
to be honest, sometimes I can be the wine snob, can't
You
I?
can, yeah.
I can be a
Do
really.
you like it? I like it.
Absolutely, yeah, I do, and I can be really funny about wines. I
Yeah.
actually do like that, yes.
Well,
It's
they
nice.
say it's smooth and they say it's fruity. It is smooth,
It
it
is,
is fruity.
yeah.
I thought we might have a bottle of vinegar on our hands, but we haven't. We've done well.
No, it's
But listen,
nice.
that's the end of episode 1, guys. We'll be back shortly with episode 2. Thanks again, Ronnie and Jeanette,
Thank you.
for that.
Cheers.
And we'll see you in episode 2.